All over the world, big places are burning, and I think the worst is that it's not natural. It's set up and it's terrible. And I really hope that many people learn to build with this material, because people use so much cement and it's so ecologically not okay to use cement. It's really crap. Just a little bit restore it, but it stays for thousands of years. Good. Yeah. The oldest buildings, I don't know how old they are, but I think 5,000 years or something.
Yeah. Crazy that we changed this.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's self-made.
Probably because somebody earned money with it and thought it was a good idea, like most of the things.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Hello people, I'm here with Len in the beautiful mountains. It's near Coimbra and between Coimbra and Serra da Estrela.
Serra da Estrela.
Okay, this is a mountain.
Yes.
And we will see your on your own hands build up new home.
Yes, my cob house that's built from the material that was here. So I didn't change much. Maybe we can have a look.
Mm-hmm.
So the machine came and it made a platform here, and the earth it took away, it put it on a mountain on here, but we used it all in the walls. So to start, I make a test, and you put half earth in the bottle and half water, and then you shake it and you let it sink. You do it again, and then you can see, I don't know if you can see it, there's fine particles and there's rough, and the fine ones, it's the clay, and the bigger is the earth. And to make normally a cob house, you need like 1/5 of clay and the rest earth. So there is anyway too much clay in this earth, which was really good, because otherwise I would have go somewhere, buy it or dig it out on the ground somewhere else.
Oh, perfect. So you have the good ground here.
Yes. And because it's too much clay, I bought a bit of sand, and in the end we mix in more sand.
And the walls of the house are made of this then?
Yes, of this and wool. And the wool can be from dogs, from human, from sheep, hair.
So like hair?
Yes,
yeah.
any kind of hair. And normally they make cob with straw, but because straw burns, I didn't want it to burn, and I used the hair. And traditionally here in the region, they build with big granite stones, like my old house. And in between they build it dry, the stones, and then they fill it up with the earth mixed with the hair. And normally it was goat's hair they used. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it can be really any hair.
And where do you take this hair? From where?
We had it from the barber shops and from friends who have dogs with long hair and cut it.
Cool.
Also, but most of it we had from a factory in the Serra da Estrela in San Romão. And it's a waste product, so it's all the hair that is too short to spin, and they had to throw it away. So he said you can come and get it for free, and he was happy to get rid of it, and I'm happy to use it in the building. Yeah,
that's very useful.
Yes. So that's the only material that didn't come from here. The water and the earth was really from here, and the wood, because of the fires in October, the whole pine forest here burns.
Yeah, 2017,
yes,
the fires.
15 October, and so we had to cut all the trees, and I kept the wood that I needed to use for the roof. Yeah.
And the wood that was already down from the...
Yeah,
also there was a big wind.
Yes, but it didn't fall. You can still see the neighbor trees. They didn't cut it, and they're still standing here. Now after the fire also most of the trees died, and so better to use them than to burn only in the stove, or most of people even burn it on the land for nothing, and I think that's a shame that they don't use it to warm the houses.
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
Yes.
So you have also make like little windows.
Yes, we can go inside maybe, then you can see better what effect it has.
Yeah.
So we made windows, normal windows from double glaze, but I also made windows from bottles. so it's not really finished yet. So because if it's the cup material, I can still cut away and plaster new thing to make it in the shape I want. So I build it in roughly, and then afterwards I can shape it off. So it's strong enough to hold big construction, but it's easy enough to still cut. Like if you want to, you would do it with cement, you would need big hammers and drills and to get rid of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so on the other side, I had windows. A friend of mine sell second-hand windows, double glaze, and they are going to. And now they're roughly put in, but it will be finished with the finishing layer, nice and round, like a Roman bow I want to make. And yeah, so this needs still to have a finishing plaster layer. We already did on the other side.
You can be on the video, no problem.
So my husband made the first plaster layer on this wall, and it needs to have a finishing coat still. Yeah, because we were in the teepee and the weather was getting too bad, we already put our sleeping place here because we were sick and tired of flapping walls around.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
this is really nice and warm, and yeah.
This is really
easy.
nice. The top is so beautiful. I saw it on the
Yeah.
pictures,
Yeah.
and now in true life,
Yeah.
it's wow.
Yeah, so this is a reciprocal roof, and we put it with the planks also made from the wood that I had from here.
That for a fireplace.
No, this is the fridge, gonna be the fridge.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's outside, and even in summer when it wasn't finished yet, it was really cool in there, and it was really hot, so it was a nice place to just sit and cool down.
The
So
fridge
it-
for cooling down.
Yes, yes.
Perfect.
Yeah, so if you can, it's just big enough to sit in.
And how
If
it will end? Will it stay
I
like this?
I
or-
will put a door in it. I don't know really how I'm going to finish it off yet. I'm still thinking about it.
Oh,
Like the whole building, I had a plan in my head, but then it grew like it grew.
yeah, it's
And
I
that's the
think
nicest to do. If you make something with natural material that you have, you just go with the flow, have an idea in your head and go with the flow, and then yeah.
Yeah, I know this from the building of my
nice.
caravan. First I make a little plan, but I don't wanted to plan too much because I knew there will come something. I couldn't plan this,
Stick
and
to
then
the plan.
yeah, then it have to stick. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's really nice that you can move, because I saw on internet to make a double reciprocal roof, and I tried it out on the floor, and there was always something wrong with it, but then I thought, okay, I get it, and then in the end we tried it here, and I saw that how they put it on the internet, it was just a computer image, was totally wrong. It
Oh.
could not work. So the middle beam that went from one reciprocal to the other, it was on one side and it should have been like diagonal, and the whole construction. But then I wanted to do it here, and then the beams were just too short, and then in the end I said, okay, just drop the idea, we make two separate reciprocal roofs, and yeah, I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah, and
So,
this
yeah.
may be a little bit more beautiful to have two. Of
Yeah,
this.
it will be. I think both will be beautiful. It would have
Yeah.
been higher up here, but it's high enough, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Yes, and then I have. I'm building now
Wow.
the rocket stove. So this is really a really nice thing. It's friends from me who are making the cores, and then they normally build a cement square block around it, but I didn't think it would fit in the house, so I'm building it in with the cup, and yeah, it's nearly finished. I just have to finish the top part bit by bit, and yeah. So this stove, it's a very special thing. It uses not much wood, and it will nearly not have smoke coming out. So there is a chamber here, which where you burn, and then it comes into a riser. Maybe later you can film it better. And so once it burns well, you close the door, you close this, and you open this, so there's extra oxygen coming in just before the riser, and it makes that it's double burning, and it goes really hot until 1300 degrees something, and then it comes in the bell, it cools down, it gives all the heat to the bell, which is the whole construction, and then it goes down to the chimney because the air cools off, and then comes out, and then it's nearly only water vapor, so nearly no smoke and no pollution in the air.
Yeah, perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
And this is also everything handmade.
Yes, yes. So we have the material. Maybe you can film this as well. So this is the mix with a little bit of hair. So you can see if I break it, there is hair in there. When it dries, it makes that everything sticks well together. And then, so normally the normal cup is like this. It's a little bit too dry now. I need to put a little bit more water, which is also nice. You can always add a bit of water or a bit of earth or sand when it's too dry or too wet. And then you just go smash it on, and then you can form it like you want it.
And the holes, why do you make the holes?
Because of the next layer fit in. So that's why if you smash it on, you can see it takes the form of the layer under there, and it connects well with the layer before.
And Lenny showed us that you first started to make everything like this.
Yes.
But then you changed your plans.
Yeah. So I learned on my course to make a cup, and we made a stove, and it's pretty okay to make a stove with this because it's small.
Yeah.
And we started the wall down there, and we did really one block in 3 weeks or something. I was like, oh no, this is not good. And then I was searching for other ideas in the internet, and I found the rammed earth. And normally professionally done rammed earth, you make a big couvrage, like a something to put the earth in, and then with machines you go these heavy machines, and I was like, it's too much machines, and I don't know, it's not the way I want to build. And then I saw a picture of India, how they make rammed earth there, and they just do it with sticks and boom boom, and they make a little, so like one block is made with wood, and you fill it up, and directly if you finish it you can take it off. So you don't have to wait like cement to let it dry. And then the next block, and the next, and the next, and then you go round, and by the time you're round, you can start again for the next layer. Like in 1 week, minimum 3 days, depends on how wet the mixture is. And then, so we did it. It went quite slow, and then at one point I said we're going to go faster. We don't ram it so hard. So if you want to, the professional rammed earth is finished. If you make it all straight, it's like nature stone. You don't have to put finish layer on. So it's ready like it is. So a bit like the one on top there, we really made it hard, the last beam.
Yeah.
And so that's smooth and harder. Like the one under, it's more rough. But it's good enough to hold the weight. So yeah, I thought it's okay, and I wanted to plaster it anyway. So
plaster it?
Yeah, like with the finishing layer.
And you want to color this too, or
so you can put in natural pigments, colors in the plaster if you want to, and and also in the rammed earth, if you make it, you can add colors, and then you have like this, this technique to make scent in a bottle with colored scent, and then you have all these figures in the rammed earth. I have it a little bit in the stove here. I built it, so that's more dark earth, and so that it's
a bit different. Yeah.
So that's what you can play with as well.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yes. And so normally if you make straw bale structure, you have to have wood to have the structure to hold the roof, to make it strong. And because of this, it's really strong by himself, because I made a good foundation and it's not gonna move anywhere. You don't really need it. But here I wanted to make a wool bale wall, because it's the northeast side and the cold wind comes from there. So we try to make wool bales, but it doesn't work because wool is elastic, like straw. You make a block and it's quite strong, but with the wool it flops out. And so anyway, this wall is much thicker and it has a very thick layer of wool inside. And I put 2 wooden beams in the structure coming up to hold the wall, but in the end it wasn't necessary. But for the rest it's only clay with wool.
And you will have here internet and energy?
Could be, yeah. We will have solar energy down because we want to construct a big house and it will come up from there.
So you rebuild your old house and you have this also for you?
Yes, and I want to rebuild the old house in a calm way so I really can make what I want and not like stress and then do all kinds of wrong things. So I thought we make this so we are safe for the winter and the weather. And then we have time to rebuild the big house, and and then this can be a guest place, for my daughter if she comes.
A beautiful guest place.
Or my sisters or my mom. Yes.
Let's go a bit outside because it's more brighter there.
Yeah.
And you have done when you finished the ground and everything, you made a party.
Yes.
And the people dance on it at the sack a bit.
Yes.
Isn't it?
So I saw while we were working that the earth was really like hard, and I thought, I just want to make an earth floor and not put anything else. And wind takes the water from the plastic. That's good. And so, but I wanted to have the insulation also, so I put wool all over the floor, and then I put again the cup, the earth, and then it needed to be stamped really hard, and then we made a pizza dance party night, and we danced all night and all day on it, and it really became a good floor.
Yeah. That's so good. You can celebrate your work, and it's good for you too.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's always nice to have building parties and things like this.
Yeah, thank you for telling all this. I think a lot of people will help this to see it, that it's possible, and it looks so great.
Yeah, and I really hope that many people learn to build with this material, because people use so much cement and it's so ecologically not okay to use cement. It's really crap. And also the material cement stays good for 50 years, and after 50 years it gets worn out, and after 100 years it's not really strong anymore. Like cup, it stays. You just have to keep continuing putting layers on if weather takes it away. Just a little bit restore it, but it stays for thousands of years. Good. The oldest buildings, I don't know how old they are, but I think 5,000 years or something.
Yeah. Crazy that we changed this.
Why? Yeah.
Yeah, it's self-made.
Probably because somebody earned money with it and thought it was a good idea, like most of the things.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
This house, how do you call it? The name of the
it's a bit of the history of this whole land. It was used to call Quinta de Castelo Sem Título, so the farm of the castle without title. And so I built myself a little castle without title, so that's how I call it now, the Castelo Sem Título.
Castle without the title.
Yes, because if you look from the other side of the valley to this and to where the old house was, it really looks like there was a castle here. And it's a spot where you can see far from the west, so probably when there was invaders coming you could see. And Kovač, in the village there's another place where it's really been made out of the rocks like a castle part, and it's very, very old. It goes Stone Age time that people were living here and protecting their land, and so I think the name comes from a long time ago. But now it changed into Lamairu do Rato. It means the swamp of the mice, I don't know really why. And yeah, but that's the way my house is called, Casa Lameiro do Rato. But I like better the old title, and also because it joins the whole lands, also the neighbor lands. It's all the same part of. Yeah, and I like to have this idea of making a bubble with good energy, and yeah, maybe the land can thrive again. And let's see.
Yeah, you just have to start it, try it, and something is happening. Even your neighbors are affected by your vibration and your knowledge about good natural things. Yeah, this is, I think, so important. Even if you live on the deepest countryside, this is so important everywhere. Even if you live in the big city, for sure, there too, everywhere.
Yeah, and I thought coming here, so that's 20 years ago, I was gonna learn a lot about the land from the neighbors. And maybe it's also because it's a bit of a special family, like put behind family. But they didn't know anything. My daughter chased the oldest son, who was then 19, around the quinta with a frog in her hand because he thought it was poisonous. So they didn't know nothing. They were killing all the snakes because they were so-called dangerous. And it was a bit of a shock to me that people who have only the land, the only thing they had because they are very poor, didn't know the value of it.
Yeah, and today we have the internet, and you can find so much knowledge in the internet if you just want, and if you know that you can find it there.
Yeah, yes.
You can also buy books for sure, but the internet is something nearly everybody have access to it, or you can become it very fast, and you have, I don't know, some professor just told me that 80% of our knowledge, of the whole wide world knowledge, is conserved in the internet. I think it's the science, yes, and you can find it there. You can find a lot, for sure. You have to search, and you have to be good in it. Like you said, you find something, but the other thing what you really wanted was missing.
Yeah, so just be creative with what you can find and create your own idea and all of your own possibilities with what other people already learned. So can continue. Yes. Donkey.
Cool.
Yes.
Happy donkey.
Sometimes. It's okay now. It stands in the field, shouting at this lady, like, "Hey, can I go to another spot again? Maybe there's the grass better."
Yeah, I need more food.
But she looks good. She looks very good.
Yeah, I see it from here too.
Yeah.
What do you would like to say to people who want to build something like you here, where they have to pay attention or what they have to learn maybe before starting this project?
Yeah. So I think the whole permaculture idea is, and it's people think it's only making your vegetables, but it's not. It's a whole infrastructure. And if you have a house, if you have the permaculture plan, you have to look at your land first. And the ideal is to have forests up, then halfway have a house, and then have the vegetable gardens a bit under there, so everything can flow from nutrients up, down. The water from the house can be used, cleaned in a natural way to use in the garden, and so the whole infrastructure you have to think about, that you don't have to pump water up and then make it go down while you need it up because the fields are up and all of these things. So I would never make my living house on this spot, like really for living, because it's up. There is no natural water flow here. And so I need to have water, I need to pump it up, which is, I think, not so ecological. Good idea. But because the main house is on the perfect spot, and I had a caravan here, and I never want to have a caravan anymore because it's crap. Once it burns, it's only aluminium left over, and I don't want to have that anymore. And so I thought it's good for this and for a little bit of what the people will use for water to do dishes or clean their teeth. We can put it in a ton, and it's not so bad to pump that up.
Yeah.
So that's okay. So that's a good idea to see where you put your house, to be it in a plan of the whole permaculture plan of your land, because the fire came and the wind was quite strong coming from there, and it just goes under. So everything that burned was just burned underneath and gone. So you can still see also the trees, the bottom of the trees, they're burned. There was some of them are dead. To see where I put this house here, it's on a hill, so if it rains, all the water goes down and it will never be really wet. So we started to dig the floor out with the machine, and we were on the rock. So the whole foundation was perfectly 5% going down on the rock. So I didn't have to do anything for this. So in the most high part of the house, it is the foundation is this deep, and it's 50 centimeters here on the lowest part. So if there is humidity coming in the foundation, it will go down and it will go away, which normally it's not going to be much because the roof is hanging over, so there's not really water coming to the foundation. But yeah, humidity is also not nice because the cup walls will suck it up. So if you make a house like this on a flat field, make sure you build it in stone quite a bit off the ground, so it doesn't start sucking the wetness from the ground up. Well, that's really important to have a foundation that is on the rock, so with the weight of the house it's not going to sink away, because this is what happens if you don't make a foundation until that soil, I don't know how it's called, but the soil that's not living are rock, and then you're okay. Yeah, so yeah, that's very important. Then to have the right material, that you don't have to pay too much money for to get all the material from the shop, and that you can use most of the materials in your land. So you have to make a test, see what is the subsoil. So normally you use only the soil that's underneath, so not the living soil. You scrape that off and use that for your vegetable garden, and have the soil that's underneath, that's not living, that's having not the live bacteria inside. And then you can make these tests to see if it's good. Sorry.
And you have a lot of helpers here?
I wanted to make, and that's also some nice thing to think about, to make a project where people come. Like I made a free workshop, and I wanted to have a teacher for this, but nobody knew how to work with cup and wool. They only do cup and straw. So then I thought, okay, then I do it myself. But I had quite a lot of volunteers, but not enough to make it. So it would be nice that you have really like 10 people at least to work on it, so you can make it go faster.
And you were on the platform Workaway or something like this, roofing?
Yeah. I only have 2 Workawayers, and I sent maybe 100 of invitations to people who came to Portugal, and so it's not so easy to get volunteers. No, and I had somebody who said, I'm going to organize the workshop for you, but I didn't hear from him. And then I thought I just start organizing it myself, and then he came, maybe I can come and work for you, and how much are you gonna pay me? And then I was like, hey, you didn't even do anything, so you're just a volunteer like the other ones. I'm not going to pay. If you come and learn, you can learn and help me. It will be good. But
get some food and sleeping place, and
so in the end I broke my back nearly, and I was on the floor. I couldn't even move my legs because I was doing too much. So I really needed help, and then we asked for help for the neighbor, the boys in the village, and they earned a little bit of money, which was also nice to give them a job. And
yeah, for sure. And if they come every week and work hard, so
and the nice thing was that they were really interested in what they were doing here, because they all work in construction sites once in a while, but to build with these natural materials, they were amazed that you could really use this material.
Cool. So you give them a new perspective.
Yes, that was good. Yeah.
Cool. I check out a new question. Could you say how much a house like this probably will cost for you? How you make it?
Yeah, so if you have volunteers, a lot of them, and you don't have to, you only have to pay the food. I don't know, it depends on what kind of food you make. But Gino counted out with all the jobs we paid that the whole house costed 10,000 euros, which was more than I would expect, because the material is nearly for free. Yeah, because we used the earth that was there, and we had the wood that was here, only the planks we had to cut them. So normally for the material it's not much. And if I would have had time to do it, I would have done it myself in a calmer way, and it would have cost not so much.
But now you need something.
Yeah, to pay the people who come and work, and to have a little bit of money for the material, but that's not a lot.
And can I ask you how is it when your home is burned and you're without a home suddenly?
Yeah, it's terrible. in a way, sometimes you think like, oh, okay, it's good, everything's gone, we can start again, and it will be better than before. But yeah, I can still, because also, if it would be only my house, but the whole region burned, and there is a trauma in this whole region. If you still look around, there's thousands of dead trees that need to be still cut, and everybody after 1 year is still talking about it. And some people say like, oh yeah, maybe it's time to forget about it now, but we are living still in this. Trees don't grow back in 1 year, and yeah, it's really hard. And also every day, or nearly every day now, you come to something like, no, I don't have it anymore. And it's every day there's something that you miss again and again and again what you had before. And yeah, it's quite hard. Yes, I think I'm suffering from that now.
Yeah, this is something what people maybe in my country didn't understand, because we don't have something like this. And
I hope you never will have something like this, because it's not only here, it's also California, New Zealand, it's all over the world. Big places are burning, and I think the worst is that it's not natural. It's set up, and it's terrible. And it's in a way, it's also good to know this and to think like, what can we do? And that's partly the reason why I built this house without any nail, because I believe that they're trying to grill us, like in California they burn houses down with microwaves, and it's warfare, big warfare. So the trees next to the houses are still green, and the houses themselves are burned down. And so if they try to laser my house down in this way, it's not gonna work, because there's no metal in it, nearly no metal in it.
So why do you think they do it?
Big plan, Plano 21, Plan 2130. If you want to know, you can look it up in internet. It's terrible, and it's the Illuminati. They say it's all conspiracy theories, but it's big time happening. And yeah, I think I'm afraid that it's real, and I want to enjoy what I have now and maybe live through it. And I hope my great-great-grandchildren will still be able to live on the land and enjoy the land, and not be locked up in tiny houses in a so-called sustainable city where the Illuminati want to put us.
Yeah, I believe that this, what you do, is very, very big thing. Even if you just, I say, one family who is doing this here, and the people around you may be living in the old ways, but you put attention to something, and the people are, like, I hope, attracted to this, and they get something from you.
Yes.
even if they not do the same thing. So thank you for doing this.
It's my pleasure.
Mhm. Yeah, maybe one last thing is, what does mean sustainability for you?
For me, it means really that my great grandchildren, like the Indians say, you have to, you are responsible for the 7th generation behind you, and that they can still live in a world that's having good air, and that you can still see the blue sky and live from the land and be free. And that's why what I think is sustainability is not now for me only or for my next generation, but we have to think big time further. And yeah, that is, yes, live a happy life for us, but also for the next generations to come.
So thank you people for listening. A few nice words if you want to say.
Yes, be wild and free.
You too. Yeah, do it, man.
Okay.
Goodbye.